If you wake up at night to pee even once, this is not because you drank too much water, and fixing this one thing could give you uninterrupted sleep starting tonight. And before we go any further, if you want simple, practical health tips that actually make a difference in your daily life, take 1 second right now and hit that subscribe button. Alright, now let's fix this problem together. I'm going to walk you through 5 specific exercises, a step-by-step evening plan, and a powerful bathroom technique that most people have never even heard of. And all of it together can give you back hours of deep, uninterrupted sleep that you probably have not had in years. Now, before we go any further, if this sounds like something that could help you or someone you love, please hit that subscribe button right now. We put out practical, straightforward health content every single week, right here on Healthify Hub. And I do not want you to miss a single video. Hit subscribe. It takes 2 seconds, and it could seriously change your health. And honestly, that makes total sense on the surface. It barely works. If you have tried it, you already know. You cut the water. You still wake up. You are still exhausted every morning. And most people have absolutely no idea it is even happening. Once you understand what is actually going on inside your body, the exercises I am going to show you will make complete and perfect sense. This is not something that happens dramatically or all at once. It is gradual, it is quiet, and it happens to everyone. Because our circulation slows down, our veins become a little weaker. By the time evening rolls around, there can be a surprising and significant amount of fluid sitting in your calves and ankles. You might have noticed this yourself. Maybe your socks leave deep red marks around your ankles by evening. Maybe your feet feel a little puffy or your shoes feel tighter in the afternoon than they did in the morning. That is not your imagination. That fluid just sits in your lower legs all evening. But the second you lie down in bed and go horizontal, gravity is no longer holding it there. All of that fluid that has been sitting in your calves and ankles all day suddenly starts moving. It floods back into your bloodstream. Your heart circulates it, your kidneys pick it up, and they start processing it and turning it into urine. So within about an hour or two of you lying down and going to sleep, your bladder starts filling up with all of that fluid that had been sitting in your legs all day. They call it nocturnal polyuria, and it is widely considered to be the single most common reason that adults over 60 wake up at night to urinate. It is not a disease. It is not a medication side effect, although those can contribute. It is a fluid redistribution problem. You need to move that fluid out of your legs before you go to bed, and your bladder can empty it out before you lie down for the night. That is exactly what the 5 exercises I am about to show you are designed to do, activating the natural circulation pumps in your body and helping that pooled fluid drain out of your lower legs at a time when it is convenient for you, not at 2 in the morning. And I want you to know we are going to count down from 5 to 1, building up to the most powerful exercise of all. Exercise number 5 is called the foot roller, and it might seem simple, but do not underestimate it. We are starting at the very foundation of your body, your feet. If you want something a little firmer that really digs in and does a thorough job, go to any pet store and pick up a solid rubber dog ball. These are usually inexpensive, and they do not compress as easily as a tennis ball, which means they create more pressure and do a better job of reaching the deep tissue. If you do not have either of those lying around, a sealed water bottle from your kitchen works perfectly well as a substitute. Now go ahead and sit down in a chair or on the edge of your bed. Drop the ball under one foot and let the natural weight of your leg press down onto it. You do not need to force anything or push hard. Your body weight alone is enough. Now, slowly roll the ball forward from your heel toward your toes, and then back again from your toes toward your heel. Now, let me tell you what is actually happening when you do this, because it is kind of fascinating. The sole of your foot is packed with an incredible number of nerve endings and small veins. Every single time you press down onto that ball, you are compressing those tiny veins. And every time you roll off of that spot and release the pressure, those veins refill with blood and fluid. Press and release. Press and release. With every single pass of that ball, you are pushing stagnant, pooled fluid upward. Those tender spots are usually exactly where the most fluid and tension is concentrated, and holding pressure there helps break things loose. Spend about 45 seconds to a full minute on one foot. The pump at the very bottom of your body is now running. Exercise number 4 is called the seated calf pump. You can stay right where you are, seated comfortably in your chair or on the edge of your bed. Both feet flat on the floor. Let your back be supported. Let your shoulders relax. Let your hands rest comfortably on your thighs. Now, here is the movement. Push through the balls of both feet and raise both of your heels as high as they will go. Hold that contraction for just 1 full second, and then immediately go again. Lift, hold, lower. Lift, hold, lower. Keep the pace steady and This is not a race, and the controlled pace is actually what makes it effective. Now, here is something that most people do not know about the calf muscles. Your calf muscles are often called the second heart. That is not just a figure of speech, and physically push blood and fluid upward against gravity. And every single time you relax those muscles, those veins refill. It is a built-in biological pump. The problem is that most of us spend a lot of our day sitting or standing relatively still. When you are sitting in a chair or on a couch for hours, your calf pump is largely inactive. Fluid collects veins stagnate, and by evening, there is a significant amount of fluid sitting in there doing nothing. When you do this exercise, you are literally switching that pump back on. That warmth is your sign that blood flow has increased. Aim for 15 to 20 repetitions total. Simply pause, wiggle your toes gently for a moment, and then continue. Your calves are now warmed up, pumping actively, and fluid is moving. But here is something important that most people do not realize. Even after a good calf pump exercise, there can still be fluid sitting deep inside the muscle tissue itself, fluid that the pumping action alone cannot fully reach. That is exactly what exercise number 3 is designed to target, and it is unlike anything most people have ever done before. Exercise number 3 is called the calf wring out, and it is a hands-on deep tissue self-massage that makes a remarkable difference. Even after everything your calf pump has done, there is often fluid sitting in the deeper layers of the muscle that simply cannot be reached by contracting and relaxing alone. This technique physically moves that fluid out with your own hands. Stay in your seated position. Lift your right foot and rest your right ankle across your left knee. Your legs will form a shape that looks somewhat like the number 4. In this position, your right calf hangs completely loose and free. This is very intentional. A relaxed muscle is soft and pliable, which means your hands can sink into the tissue and reach the deep layers where the fluid is actually trapped. If the muscle were tense, you would only be working on the surface. Now, here is exactly how to do this. Start by finding what I call the channel. Place both of your thumbs along the center of the back of your calf. If you feel carefully, you will find a natural groove that runs right down the middle between the two halves of the muscle. The deep veins that are responsible for carrying fluid back up toward your heart run right along this line. That is your target. Once you have located that groove, wrap both of your hands around your calf. Fingers on one side, thumbs on the other, gripping the muscle from both sides. Start down low, right at the point where the muscle meets the Achilles tendon, just above the heel. Now grip firmly and draw both hands upward in one long, steady, continuous motion, moving from the bottom of the calf up toward the back of the knee. Picture squeezing a tube of toothpaste from the bottom up. You are pushing everything in one direction. You are directing that trapped fluid upward toward your heart, toward your circulation, toward your kidneys. One long, firm stroke from heel to knee. Release. Return to the bottom and do it again. 5 to 6 strokes per leg is what you are aiming for. Now I want to make sure you avoid 2 very specific mistakes, because they matter quite a bit. The first mistake to avoid is working downward, from the knee toward the ankle. If you stroke in that direction, you are pushing fluid the wrong way, against the body's natural drainage, and you are forcing fluid back into the tissue instead of clearing it out. That can actually make puffiness and swelling worse rather than better. Always work upward, always toward the heart. The second mistake is only skimming the surface. If your hands are sliding across your skin without any real depth, you are only affecting the very outermost layer of tissue. The trapped fluid is deeper than that. You need real, sustained, meaningful pressure, not painful, but firm enough that you can actually feel the muscles shifting and moving beneath your grip. Shallow strokes simply do not reach the fluid that is causing your nighttime bathroom trips. After your 5 to 6 firm upward strokes, I want you to open your palms flat and make long, smooth, sweeping passes along the full length of the calf from ankle to knee. Using the full surface of both hands, medium pressure, 10 passes. This is what I call the finishing flush. You are smoothing out the tissue, clearing any remaining traces of fluid from the pathways you just opened up, and creating a clear road for drainage. Now, switch, left ankle on the right knee. Locate the groove again. 5 to 6 firm upward strokes, then 10 palm sweeps. Take your time with both legs. When you are done with both, take a moment and just notice how your legs feel. They should feel noticeably lighter. Your ankles may already look visibly less swollen. You might even feel a mild urge to use the bathroom right now. And if you do, that is actually an excellent sign. It means the fluid has already left your legs. It has entered your circulation, and your kidneys are processing it right now, while you are awake, which is exactly what we want. The goal is for your kidneys to do their work now, while you are still up, so they are not doing it at 2 in the morning when you are trying to sleep. Shake your legs out gently. Take a deep breath.